The Honorable Farouk Mahama is MP for Iyendi and chairman of the Muslim Caucus of Parliament. Honorable, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Good evening, my lovely brother. It's been a while.
It's been a while indeed. I'm your uncle, not your brother. You know that.
Sorry, my grandfather and uncle. My apologies.
Otherwise, I would have dragged you to Gulu so that we can go and have a discussion there.
I'm sorry, my bad. I'm sorry.
Very well. Thank you so much. We were told you had a meeting yesterday with the Vice President of the land. Please confirm for us if that happened and who at that meeting.
First of all, thank you and good evening to your listeners and the people of Ghana. I think yesterday was a memorable day, starting the day from the fact that all MPs were called for an emergency meeting to pass certain bills which were very of importance to government. And we all did that from the both political divide, both NDC and MPP were there. We went through the day and ended the day at almost 5 p.m. And our leadership, the chairman and our chief whip and the leadership called us to a meeting first that our hard-working and former general secretary, Comrade Japan, initially wanted to meet us, which we all were present at the caucus meeting, and he met us and told us his intention. We started with Comrade Japan to talk to us and also expel his intentions to us and let us understand where he's coming from and what he wants to lead the party to. After that meeting, we were privileged to have the invitation to also partake in the meeting with the Vice President of the land, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And we were really happy to hear from him coming to meet us. And I can confirm to you that we had a good meeting, a great meeting yesterday, with the attendance of all members of the caucus. And the Vice President came in attendance to speak to us and to let us understand his intent and giving us the respect as the major stakeholders, as members of parliament in our various constituencies. It was imperative for him to come and speak to us and let us understand that he is starting to seek the blessing from we, the members of parliament. And it's now a public knowledge that the Vice President is coming.
So 2 candidates met you. Are those the only 2 candidates who met you so far as MPs in the caucus?
Yeah, yesterday we had a privilege of meeting Comrade Japan, and after the Vice President, we are not in Parliament, we are on break and recess. And yesterday, because of the emergency of certain bills which were passed, I think they made a request, and the leadership used that as an occasion to let us make sure we're able to meet them because we are not back until 30th of May. So we met 2 presidential hopes, that's Comrade Japan and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Now, they want your blessing. Which of them have you blessed personally?
All of them are party stakeholders in the party, as to the names you've mentioned. And as the party, if you recall, in 2007, my late father contested with 17 contestants. And this time the scenario has changed. We have almost like 7 to 8. And obviously everybody is coming, and we have to do what we call the special delegates conference. But for me and myself, the majority of the members of parliament, and it's a public knowledge, most of the majority MPs in parliament are rooting for the vice president. It's not something that is in the hidden. It's a fact that we are bold enough to say that we want Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to continue and take Ghana to the promised land, strategically unite the party after the election. And yesterday's meeting made us to feel as members of parliament that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, even though we are yet to meet other presidential hopefuls, but it was clear and the signal was clear and the enthusiasm was clear in the room. And when everybody had to speak to the vice president to acknowledge his efforts in bringing the party, it was something that was unanimous and it's clear. We are not saying all MPs are supportive, but at least 100 plus MPs are with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
100 out of the 137, 100 plus. But you don't have a figure, do you? A specific
100
figure.
something plus, yes. But we have the majority. The majority we are talking about here.
I see. Did you have to pledge to him, or everybody was just supposed to decide what they wanted?
He didn't come to seek the open support from us. What I think he did was to initially come in as the party opened the nomination on the 26th. It's proper for him to come and inform us from we the MPs before he engaged the stakeholder and come out officially. But yesterday, you could read the demeanors of most of the MPs, and it's not something, my brother, that is hidden. It was shown to him. He saw it. He was happy. The MPs were there, and the numbers were encouraging. And it was clear that the DMB and the BMW vehicle we are going to use to break the 8 is something that is on the German machine is ready to move.
Why must BMW?
You said why must what?
Why must Bawumia win?
Bawumia must win because he's willing to continue to bring hope and a new direction into the country. He's done a lot with the president, and we believe that Dr. Bawumia, having been a vice president for a while and understand all the challenges in the country and still working hard to continue with the challenges and having shown a lot of innovations into the country, bringing digitalization into bear, making sure that the Ghana is placed within some map, and making sure that everybody appreciates the innovations he has come within the vice president, the innovations he's brought, and we believe that he's well best placed to become the leader of the party. He's somebody who's a humble person, a listening person, somebody who unites and bring everybody on board. But we need the support of all the important stakeholders like Honorable, what's the name, Kennedy Japan. We need the support of, what's the name, our brother and our senior man, Alan Chamante. And he's somebody that will unite the party to us to win the victory. And inshallah, the wind is blowing, and we know that Bawumia is somebody that we are all looking up to. And inshallah, we know that he would make Ghana great, inshallah.
Is the economy not going to be a problem for him, considering the situation we are in currently and remembering the things he said prior to election 2016?
The economy is something that is being bounced back. As a politician and as a leader, as a head of the economic management team, you shouldn't shy away from every challenge. It doesn't mean that all successive government has had it well. It means that if you are in a position and you find yourself in a situation where everybody knows, today I was speaking to somebody in London, even London, there's a demonstration in London, all is not well in other countries. So therefore, what we are going through in Ghana is not something that is new. And we believe that the vice president is somebody who's not running away with the president of the challenges they are facing. And inshallah, that is how come we are placing ourselves. This is not the first time the MPP has gone or taken IMF and taken our rules, taking IMF from the NDC when the President John Mahama was there. And we've done it before. And we believe that before the vice president and the president have a year or two to go. And obviously, we would show signs of recovery, make sure that the trust of the people, the economy is bounced back, the dollar and importation and other stuff of the demands of the people of Ghana would be appreciated by the end of at least 2023 going to 2024.
You do not agree that if the economy fails to be fixed by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, it would affect his candidate, I mean the vice president?
No, I mean, the president is working in tandem with the vice president, obviously, and I believe the president is somebody who has the can-do spirit. The fact that Ghana is going to IMF doesn't mean that is the end of all. We know that the president and his team are working hard, making sure they get options. Just 2 days ago, the president had a meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister, and all efforts are being made. And I know the IMF deal is going to be closed. And the fact that we are going to IMF doesn't mean that we have not performed. Obviously, there will be measures put in place, and we'll bounce back, and the economy will bounce back. And inshallah, before 2024, Ghanaians will know that the party that went through this turmoil is back and having run away from its responsibilities, is poised to make sure that we put the economy on the track so that Ghanaians will believe, and that the sufferings of Ghanaians and the expectations of the youth and all and sundry in Ghana would appreciate the effort of the president and the government of the New Patriotic Party.
The candidate you are supporting, he was introduced in 2007, 2008. A lot of people at the time said, who is this guy? He has done a lot of work over the past 15 years since he was made running mate to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But your party is also always accused of dealing with people who are party members, quote unquote, and that the general question in MPP is that Ufrihi, who is your father, who is your grandfather? You, for instance, we know your roots. Do you not think that matter may come up and party delegates may not go for him? And again, there's even a comment that would MPP really hand over the flag to a Northerner? How are you going to negotiate through that?
There's nothing called negotiation. MPP is a party which was formed on the basis of the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition. And obviously, the party is a party that believes in competition. We're not running away from the fact. But the issue is that how can you talk about somebody who has been a vice president and has been nominated 3 times running, has the name Bawumia is something that is well known in this country, and is a party man. He went through the test to qualify himself to become a vice president and has brought votes to the party and supported the president to win elections. On what basis would you have a pre-qualification to know who is a party man and who is not a party man? I think Dr. Bawumia is well placed, well marketed, well accepted both the divide of everything, and these people are there. If you look at what is happening, every time they are talking, it's only Bawumia. It tells you that there's something shining star on this mountain. And I believe that the delegates know the hardworking Bawumia, what he's done for the party, what he's done for the party. He now run away from his responsibilities. When the times were hard, he was with us. When we were going to court, it was based on his assessment of the loopholes in the verification of the data at the courts. That made us to know that indeed Bawumia had exposed certain electoral fortunes, which gave the MPP the opportunity to come to power in 2020. So obviously Bawumia is not somebody that you can write off. Bawumia is something that is a brand name, his marketability, acceptability, and also to be able to have the support of the grassroots. And I can tell you, my Omar Sanda, Dr. Bawumia is going to win. We're going to start with special delegates. And I know that Dr. Bawumia, 80 to 90% of the votes will go on to win at least 70 to 80% of the total votes in the November 4th election. And you can count on that MPP will send a message. My late father, the late Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Farouk Mahama, may his soul rest in peace, tried his bit to become a president of this country. He couldn't make it. And I believe that his soul and his spirit is going to be behind Bawumia. And inshallah, the Ghanaian people, with the grace of the Almighty, MPP is a party that has no division. It's a party that accepts everybody, a Southerner and Northerner, and a Khan and Ewe. It gives us to pave the way for the future that indeed, whoever or wherever you come from doesn't matter. But when you are competent, you are accepted by the party, and the party will be able to grow you in the future. That should be the trump card.
It's good you reference the various groupings and say that he will be acceptable to all. But what about the religious card? How do you intend to deal with that? You are the chairman of the Muslim caucus in Parliament. How are you going to deal with?
There's nothing called religion. When I was in Prempeh College, I was going to the morning devotion and the evening devotion. It was a Methodist school, and I believe Dr. Bawumia is accepted. When you look at the research that have been predicted, Ghanaians are of age to not to use religion to be a determinant who becomes inshallah. And we know that both the Christian and the Muslim are all the same. The vice president goes to the Christian prayers, he goes to the Muslim prayers. Today he was at a Pentecostal church for a program. And I can tell you that it's high time Ghanaians are not going to depend on the Christian or Muslim. What matters is who is going to turn Ghana and make sure that Ghana is on the right track and continue with the work that our president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has done for this country and is yet to do more before he hands over. And I believe that religion shouldn't be something that should be a determination or a determinant or whoever should be a president, whether it's a Christian or we are all one. A Christian is a Muslim and a Muslim is a Christian.
Kennedy Japan MP for Asin Central wants to be flag bearer of the MPP. Jogate MP for Esikado Kita wants to be flag bearer of the MPP. Those are your colleagues. The former member of parliament for Mampong, Francis Adanimo, is also interested in this particular position. Dr. Akoto Efriye was MP, is interested in that particular position. Why, as MPs, are you not going for one of your own, but rather choosing someone from the executive?
I can tell you MPP is always a party that produces the best. And I tell you that all these names you've mentioned, Kennedy Japan is a fantastic businessman who has supported the party for a long-standing relationship, has a good relationship. I have a personal relationship with Kennedy Japan. He's like a good friend to me, and he's been supportive of me in so many times. But these are issues that we want to look at and say that, yes, we know that they are MPs or our colleagues, but we want to place Ghana and place MPP because 2024 is going to be a tough battle. Jogate is a very renowned and astute lawyer, very intelligent, same as other lawyer MPs. But hey, we want to make sure we break the eight because John Mahama is coming, and we need Bawumia to end the political career of the former president John Mahama come 2024.
Do you not worry that cracks may arise at the end of your Congress?
MPP is a party that's always, we believe in competition. Cracks will be made. That is how come it's important and imperative for all and sundry to be able to abide by the code of ethics and make sure that we don't step on each other. We give respect to Alan Chamatin's team. We give respect to all other people because they are all people who have numbers. Kennedy Japan accept everybody, and I believe the vice president has the temperament and the demeanor to be able to accept all and sundry, and we will have a reconciliatory mood so that we position ourselves to be in power. As the president before said, it's better to be in opposition. A messenger in power is better than somebody who would, and we don't want to be somebody that who would want to have issues and let it affect us. Dr. Bawumia is coming like Kakai. And I can tell you that the Tinubu of Ghana is going to be Bawumia, and we're going to break it like we did in Nigeria.
I see. What percentage are you hoping, or based on your projections, are you
No
going to win the
comment on
premise?
that, but I know that Dr. Bawumia will win with 80% of the votes.
80%. He's going against someone who has run for this office thrice, at least, I think.
The game has changed. The game has changed. He's going towards Bawumia.
He said Edrunesuo, it has reached, it is his 10, Alan Chemanti, I mean.
Oh, yes. I mean, that is his belief, but the end will justify the means.
What if you go and then it becomes an Alan thing? Because we saw the Alan walk this weekend. Does that not shake you? A number of your colleagues in Parliament were there, including Deputy Finance Minister.
How many members of Parliament were there? How many members of Parliament?
Oh, I've seen the Deputy Finance Minister, and that's a big deal. Honorable Abdul Sassari.
How many? I want you to be specific.
I have seen the Impressive Member of Parliament.
They were not up to 10. Mention 10.
So you're not scared at all?
No. The work doesn't scare us at all. We are focused on the delegates, those who are going to be on the grassroots, and those who are going to be the target people. We are not really worried about work. What is important is to be on the ground. The Vice President launches his campaign. We kickstart the campaign in humility, and in humility, with respect for one another. And I know the Vice President is someone who's not going to allow anybody to undermine any presidential candidate, and we should be circumspect in whatever we say. And together we shall break the 8.
But consider that he's chairman of the Economic Committee of the government, and you have a Deputy Finance Minister supporting another candidate. Do you not think that would mean...
I can't comment for my sister. I'm commenting for myself as Farouk Mahama and other MPs in support of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the BMW engine that is moving us to Germany.
You asked to Germany. You've asked me to mention.
They produce the BMW.
That's fine. You asked me to mention 10 of the MPs who supported. I don't know. Do you want to mention some of your colleagues who have openly declared support for him, who are willing to have their names publicized as supporters of Dr. Bawumia?
Look at what is going on. Even just 3 days ago, at some about it, just check what is happening on the airwaves. Look at, I'm not on prayer. We don't, look, my brother, do your investigation work. For now, what I know is that Dr. Bawumia has the number. We are not looking at the MP as a number. The grassroots, that is the number. Beneath MP, constituency executive, that should be our target. We are not wooed or swayed by the numbers of the members of Parliament. That shouldn't be our strength. We should rather work hard, and we have the strength on the ground. And inshallah, we're waiting for the Vice President public declaration. And inshallah, 26th, we will send a signal to the country.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Yes.
That's Honorable Farouk Mahama, Member of Parliament for Yendi and Chairman of the Muslim Caucus of Parliament.